Hello, my little strangelings. I'm going to need you to buckle up for this wild tale out of Charleston, South Carolina. She's known as the White Lady, and we have a whole ass legend complete with identity surrounding her. It all started in this kingdom by the sea when young Anne Ravenel, the daughter of the prominent Charleston Ravenel line, fell in love with a soldier stationed at Fort Moultrie. Now, the soldier's name, in the accounting I read, was Edward Allen, but it could also be Edward Perry, or some other variation thereof. But at any rate, Anna and her Edward were madly and passionately in love, and when Edward asked her to marry him, she readily agreed. When Anna went to her father with the news, her father was, shall we say, less than impressed. So less than enthusiastic, he immediately went to whoever was in charge and had as many strings as necessary pulled to send Edward as far away from his precious daughter as he could. Edward found himself restationed back in the area he'd originated from of Baltimore, Maryland, and Anna? Well, young Anna was heartbroken. Devastated, in fact. She wrote faithfully to her lost love, and he wrote back to her just as earnestly. However, that winter, Anna fell ill. And in one of her last letters to her lover, she professed that she would very much like to see him one last time before she believed she would pass. Edward raced back to Charleston as soon as he could, but he was too late, as Anna had passed just before his arrival, a victim, as so many were of the time, of disease and heartbreak. The young man tried in vain to go to the service held for young Anna Ravenel, held at the Unitarian Church. But her angry and distraught father blamed the young man for his daughter's death and had him expelled from the church and the doors barred against him. What was more, in his utter rage at the young man's audacity of returning to Charleston to give his daughter no peace, he had 6 different graves dug within the Unitarian churchyard, and Anna interred in one of them, though which young Edward had no way of knowing, and her father never had her proper grave marked so that the young man would never know nor be able to properly say goodbye. Here's the astounding twist to the tale, though. Anna's father was right about the young soldier his daughter fell in love with. Edward Allen wasn't even the young man's name. No, his name was Edgar Poe, and we all know him today as Edgar Allan Poe. That's right, my little strangelings. Anna Ravenel was in love with none other than Gothic writer and master of the macabre, Edgar Allan Poe, who at the time was living under the assumed name of Edward Allen or Edgar Perry, something he often did to escape debtors. Still, to this day, a lady in white, believed to be young Anna, has been spotted wandering forlornly through the churchyard at dusk and in the evenings, waiting for her lost lover to return to her, which, as we all know, is an impossibility now. It is said that the last poem written by Edgar Allan Poe before his untimely death at the age of 40, Annabel Lee, was inspired by his darling Anna Ravenel, who his heart continued to secretly long for even after loving and marrying his young wife and cousin Virginia Eliza Clem Poe, when she was just 13 and he was 27. Virginia died when she was only 24 and Poe was 38, bringing on Poe's eventual descent into both drink and madness before expiring himself just 2 years after at the age of 40. Most believe that Annabel Lee was written for Virginia, but the story much better fits his sordid tale with Anna Ravenel, and the romantic in me says that's my story and I'm sticking to it, my little strangelings. Thank you for joining me in this spectacular tale, and of course, until next time, happy hauntings.